One of the most extraordinary violations of consumer rights has been the introduction of so-called plain packaging or standardized packaging in Australia for tobacco products. It's not plain at all, it's actually pretty ghastly. What is required is that all tobacco products be in solid glossy black boxes or packets, and that the brand name appear in the same size text and font, and that there be graphic health warnings, which means ugly pictures of diseased body parts. It is completely outrageous that consumers should be forced to buy something they want and like and enjoy and can legally have, and it is not immoral, it is not wrong, they are doing something perfectly legitimate, and they are forced to buy the products they consider wonderful in ghastly packages designed to be as ugly and as conspicuous as possible rather than to be plain or standardized. This is a violation of the right of consumers to attractive products, to carry attractive things around with them, to enjoy their chosen lifestyle, to enjoy what they do. And there's another side to it, which is that in Australia the plain packaging law was in fact followed by an increase in tobacco consumption. It doesn't even work, it's counterproductive, but the fanatics never care about that. They never care about trying to do some regulatory impact assessment to find out whether their measures work or not. They are so obsessed and so draconian that these Nico-Nazis all over the world will just pass whatever law they wish, regardless of any evidence of it working. Now, this is being considered in South Africa. Our Minister of Health, Aaron Motsoaledi, has said that he wants plain packaging in South Africa. This is a violation, firstly and most seriously, of the dignity and freedom and legitimate rights of consumers. But it's also, of course, a violation of the brand rights, the intellectual property rights of suppliers of tobacco products, that they can no longer advertise and market their brand on their packet. And it's a violation of the rights of retailers who can't show what range of products they in fact stock, and it'll be difficult, if not impossible, for consumers to actually select by pointing to the product they want which it will be, especially if the point of sale regulations that restrict access physically to the products are introduced. Plain packaging is really evil on steroids. It's one of the worst and most shocking ideas that is treated legitimately, and that really is quite startling. And the principle follows. If you accept the principle for tobacco, then you have to accept the same thing for liquor. Liquor will have to have liquor bottles, wine bottles at your dinner table, will have to have graphic full-color pictures of diseased livers and body parts, of people whose skin has been blemished by excess liquor consumption, of people dying early of liquor consumption, and it goes further. It doesn't stop there. This will have to be on junk food products. When you buy your McDonald's burger, it'll have to have plain packaging, no more pretty red attractive wimpy and McDonald's signs, and it will have to extend eventually to motor cars. Motor cars will have to have mangled bodies painted on the sides. Can you imagine plain packaging of cars? A law saying all cars have to look the same, all have to be the same size. If you extend the logic of this idea to anything else which whimsical ministers don't like us to do or think is bad for us, then it becomes clear that plain packaging of tobacco products is the thin edge of a very, very ghastly wedge, which should never be considered in a society that considers itself remotely decent, that has any respect at all for its citizens, and that uses words like freedom and democracy to describe itself. This should be considered first on the list of something that is unconscionable and unacceptable.